Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Combo here. Today I'm bringing you guys a Call of Duty Ghosts Wii U update video. I'm showing you guys how many players are online for this game, what game types you can get into, and everything like that. So there is good news and there's bad news. The good news is that this game is still online. It's still playable. Obviously, you can still get into matches online, but the bad news is the matches are very limited. This game's pretty much dead when it comes to online multiplayer. So as you can see by the player numbers in these game types, it's very hard to get into anything but Team Deathmatch and Infected. I was actually able to get into a free-for-all later on in this video. You'll see I'll throw in some free-for-all gameplay, but definitely not hardcore. You can't get into any hardcore game types, you know, at least when I was signed on to play this game, and that was on, I think, a Sunday. I actually was able to last Sunday I got on, and there was only 300 players online, so very limited player base, and it's not looking good overall. So you definitely, like I said, can't get into any hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore cranked, or anything else like that. The hardcore playlists seem to be obsolete, which is kind of weird, because in Black Ops 2 you can actually get into hardcore matches. Hardcore is actually pretty popular on Black Ops 2 for the Wii U, but I'll get into talking a little bit about that later, because Black Ops 2 is definitely the way to go if you're looking to get a Call of Duty for the Nintendo Wii, or excuse me, the Nintendo Wii U. Black Ops 2 is definitely the better game. It definitely has more players online, has like close to 1,000, over 1,000 at most times, at peak times. And this game, unfortunately, like I said, only has about 300 players online. At least it did when I logged on, and like I said, that was the weekend, so you would expect maybe a little more people online. Additionally, the players who are on this game, I find that there's a large skill gap between them. So you'll have either like your prestige masters, like your highest level, max level, which was me in this case, and there was a couple other people I believe in this lobby, or maybe it was a few matches before this. It was just like a team or a party of like 3 or 4 master prestiges with like 40 days played, and they generally played a little bit campy. And that, I mean, that's how this game was. This game was very slow. The maps were very big, and it just was like a bad experience. It was slower. At first, I didn't like it at all. I actually sold the game away, but then I bought it back and gave it a second chance, and it ended up being okay. But I was never a huge fan of this game just because of that. It was very slow paced, and that's how it is now. You know, like if you log on, you know, like the more experienced players generally play it slower. There's a lot of IEDs and everything like that, which I hated about this game, these stupid IEDs. So definitely use the perk that allows you to see IEDs, because that will help you not only avoid them, but it will show you where they are. You know, you have to play like hide and seek, because these dudes generally play very slow, and it's kind of annoying, but that's just how the nature of this game was. So like I said, there's a large skill gap. You know, you have your higher levels, and then you have like a lot of newer players who are like no prestige, you know, level 20 or below, and I guess they're just buying the game, just trying it out and stuff like that. So you know, you can either get into a really lobby filled with a lot of these like lower level guys, and you can just dominate, or you know, if you get into a different type of lobby where there's prestige masters, it might be a camp fest with LMG and you know, like thermal sights and stuff. I was experiencing that, and IEDs, and like I said, the maps are pretty bad. This one was good, but Stormfront, I think I got into a match. We played a full 10-minute match. The final score was like 34-27. Like, it was that slow, and it was a full match, like 5-on-5. Dudes just did not leave the building. They planted their IEDs. They hid in corners and waited for people to go by. And my team was literally not. My team was doing the same thing, but on the other side of the map. And I was literally like the only dude running around trying to find people. And when I did, they would be, you know, I would get them, and then they would get me, because they would be in a superior camping spot, or I wouldn't see them in a corner or something like that. So overall, it wasn't much of a fun experience. You know, this game, this match in particular was good. It seemed to be okay, but like I said, generally this game is a little bit slower. You know, once I called in the battle hind, it kind of helped pick things up. And we actually do reach the score limit in here, but like I said, you know, this game, I would stay away from it unless you really are looking for a new Call of Duty game for the Wii U. And you already have Black Ops 2, but like I said, just Black Ops 2 is the way to go. and all that good stuff. So other than that, I'm not really sure like if this low player count is consistent. I would think it is. Like I said, it was the weekend, and people should have been like, it should have been peak player amounts on this game on the weekend. And I think, you know, let me know if you guys play this game, or if you consistently hop on, and let me know what your experiences are. But also, you know, if you would recommend it for other people. So other than team deathmatch, you can get into, like I said, infected, which is still not updated. It's obviously this, you know, the basic infected that the game launched with. Unfortunately, it's only the bulldog shotgun, and that can get boring. You know, it doesn't have, like, it's literally just a bulldog shotgun. I don't even think you get like any perks or anything like that. I could be wrong. I haven't played it in a while, but they never added in new weapons for the Wii U version, so it got kind of stale after a while. Infected did, and you can get into a free-for-all. Like I said, I'll show you guys part of a free-for-all gameplay later, and I was waiting for like 5 minutes for that match to find enough players. So, you know, it is possible, I guess, to get into a free-for-all match, but it doesn't seem too popular. Team deathmatch is really the only way to go. And then as well, I'll throw in some Extinction gameplay at the end, or just throw in a short couple minutes. You can definitely still get into some Extinction matches if you're interested in that. I never personally got into Extinction because I don't know, I just never really played it or cared to look up video tutorials about how to do it. So I was just in there kind of just messing around, just killing these alien things, and eventually, you know, we died, and that was that. But I got some gameplay for that. You can still get into find matches for that game type, which is good for those who enjoy Extinction. Obviously, we never got any DLC, so we never got additional episodes or whatever, that kind of stuff. So it's pretty much just the base game, and like I said, it's only pretty much TDM, which, you know, that's not a problem with me. Obviously, I would like to play some other game types once in a while. I liked Domination on this game, and I don't think we can really get into any Domination matches. But overall, that's the current status of this game. The game is currently going for around 20 bucks on eBay, or on different, just various websites. If you just Google COD Ghosts Wii U, I don't think it's worth that much. If you can get this game for below 10 bucks, sometimes you can find deals like that on eBay. Then maybe I would consider it, and that's only in extreme cases where you're like bored out of your mind, you want a new Call of Duty for the Wii U or something, you just want to try something out. I definitely wouldn't pay 25 bucks for this, which is what it's like going for. And like I said, buy it used. I wouldn't even buy it new. Just save yourself the money, because you're not getting nearly the full experience unless you're playing the campaign, which is obviously always good. Call of Duty campaign is always good, but if you're buying it for the multiplayer, definitely don't pay 25 bucks for it. It's not worth it. I don't even know maybe if you went into a GameStop if they would be carrying this game. I'm sure they would have a couple copies. And I wonder how much they're going for, but like I said, it's just really not worth it. I think Black Ops 2 is a similar price, maybe a little bit less, or maybe a little more, just around the same price. Black Ops 2 is definitely the better option. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys, and everything like that. So this game, back in its prime, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad. Necessarily. It took a while for me to adjust to this game, especially the maps and just how things went, and eventually I grew liking to it, and eventually they gave us free fall, the free fall bonus map, which was awesome. I loved that map. It was great, and that was cool. They gave us the DLC, which was like the first DLC pack that they ever gave us, and then they added Nuketown 2025 on Black Ops 2 for the Wii U. So we thought things were looking up, and then next thing you know, they're not making Call of Duty for the Wii U anymore. But I wanted to make a separate video that I'll probably do about Call of Duty on the Switch, and what's if Call of Duty will be on the Switch, and what the player base will be like, and if I'll get the game and everything like that. Right now, I'm currently not sold on the Switch just yet. I haven't really been following it too much, so maybe you guys can like help me in the comments, and I'll probably make a separate video talking, just dedicated to talking about this. But I haven't really been following the news or the hype too much, but from what I saw, like it's like the same, almost the same Mario Kart game, which is kind of sad, unless they're making a new one like down the line. But it just seems like the same game with just new content and stuff like that, which isn't bad because, you know, Mario Kart 8 was great, but you know, I was just kind of expecting something new. And Splatoon 2 kind of looks very similar to Splatoon 1, and I mean very similar. But I could say the same for Call of Duties, and I still buy them every year. But honestly, I'm not 100% sold on the Switch yet, and I'll have to see if Call of Duty is released for the console. And you know, if it is, I may consider buying it and trying to go back to hell my YouTube channel was with Call of Duty Nintendo content. I think that would be awesome, that we have new Call of Duty Nintendo games, and I could maybe go back to you know, just making videos of Call of Duty Nintendo, which would be awesome. But you know, at the same time, I always have this doubt in the back of my mind that we're not going to get the next Call of Duty for the Switch. I don't know. It's all really up to the developers. You know, they do give them a chance sometimes, I guess. Every new console they start making the games again, but I don't know. It probably will have similar numbers to the Wii U when it comes to online player base for the Switch and Call of Duty. So I'm not sure, you know, how many years they will make the Call of Duty game for the Switch, if they even do. But it should be interesting to see. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm going to probably make another video talking about that. But you guys just were watching some Extinction gameplay, and let me know if you guys ever really got into Extinction. I never really did, but like I said, that's just because I got lazy. I didn't feel like learning it, but whatever. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me know how you guys are doing. I'm doing all right, hanging in there in school. Semester's cranking along. Classes are picking up a little bit, so I just wanted to release this video. I'm going to be doing some more current statuses of Call of Duty Nintendo games. So Call of Duty Black Ops Wii and Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare Reflex are still online, so I would like to get some gameplay of that and upload it and do kind of the same video for those games as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all later.
Hold on. Don't. I've got to hide the knife. Here we go. Come here. There you go.